Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Scenery from Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is Fun Friday. Let's see if we can find something fun for you. If you're working on a project and your aircraft has nose art or something like that, or airport signs and stuff like that, and you don't have a good quality image, so you want to go into your Photoshop or your Krita, as I use, and make a new fresh vector file so they're nice and crisp and stuff like that, but you can't figure out what the font is that they're using on their sign or nose art or something like that. There are many websites, and this is just one, okay? This is called whatfontis.com, in which you paste an image that has words on it, and you help the AI of the site figure out what those letters are, and then gives you a list of fonts. And then you can go any font downloading and see if you can find that font. So is this system perfect? No, they're not. It really depends on the quality of the image and how well you delineate between the letters or the glyphs or whatever you want to do for your font, right? Okay, but I'm just giving you an overview of how to use one of these sites to be able to figure out what a particular font is. All right, sometimes they have good results, sometimes they're really lousy, but again, it really depends on the image that you're importing. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do a pretty standard terminal sign. So I'm going to click this box and I'm going to choose one of these signs that I have. All right, and really the best way, let's do these internal airport signs. So I'm going to click that image and bring that up, and it's going to automatically try to figure out all these different all the different words in your image, all right, that it recognizes as words. So all of these boxes, it was easy for it to figure out that these are words. All right, so you're going to come through here and you're going to choose one. Let's just do terminal. All right, and just so you know, the best images, the letters are darker than the background. If they're white letters, such as a blue sign with white letters, yeah, it's going to want to try to figure out what the blue is and not the white. Okay, so for optimizing even further, make sure that your image, the letters are actually darker than the background. So let's choose terminal, and we're going to go to the next step, and it's going to bring it up in the optimize on the letters. All right, so it got rid of our yellow background and it's basically doing a contrast. All right, but the letters might be too close to each other for it to determine the fonts or each individual letter, so we have to tell it in this optimizing. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line, and I'm just hitting the left mouse button and dragging and separating. I released that line, and I'm separating all of these individual letters out. Okay, and then we're going to teach the AI what each one of those letters are in real life. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of do this. All right, put some lines in between each letter. Then I'm going to go to the next step, and it's going to say, all right, I got it all split out. I need you to type what those letters are. And this is where you're giving the AI the glyphs of each character. All right, so we know that this one is a capital T. The next one's an E, R, and this is an M. That's a I, but it didn't give me the dot, so I'm going to leave that off, and I'm just going to skip that and come to the N, and then we have an A. I think we have enough letters. All right, So you're typing the glyph of each one of those characters. All right, and then we're going to go next step, and then it's going to see if it can find fonts that match it as well as possible. And so you're going to get a whole list. All right, and what I do, yeah, you're going to have some ads show up. And if you have ad blocker on, the site won't work. So just turn it off for this site. You know, these people get money through advertising. And this is a small company, a mom and pop shop. All right, so it's going to give you a whole bunch of fonts. Will they be perfect? No, they won't. Sometimes they'll be right on, but a lot of times they're not. All right. And basically, you're just going to go through and see which font matches the best. And there's your name of the font right there. Now, you can download the fonts from here if you wanted to. Some cost, some don't. All right, in this particular website. myfont.com also has its own font finder, so you can try that one as well. All right, but most of the font finding apps or AI pretty much does the same thing. Okay, so it gives you a preview of what your original font is, so you can kind of see it. All right, and like I said, like this one right here, the Helvetica Now text is pretty darn close to what it really is. Okay, but so shall we try it with a different image and see what we get? Why not? Let's look at one that's a little goofy. All right, this is nose art on the side on an airplane. So I'm gonna kind of come back here to my prototypes, and we're gonna choose this Moonlight Serenade. And like I said, it also depends on the quality of the image that you're using to try to figure out. All right. Now we're gonna try to take this moon. All right. You can do it on if you click each box, you get an idea of the font, or I mean of the area that it's going to try to delineate. All right, I really want this M, because this M is, the rest of it is pretty much standard certain script, but this M is different than most. So we're going to see if it can try to figure this out, and I kind of think it won't be able to perfectly. But anyway, let's have fun. This is Fun Friday. So we're going to choose moon. We're going to go to the next step, and it's going to try to delineate out. And before, we've been doing recommended for the contrast, right? But I'm going to try it with, but you can choose this one. So we're going to choose this one. And we're going to go to optimize. Notice that it skipped the optimize and went right to the input, because it can't delineate, because the text is at an angle, so it's freaking out. It doesn't know how to deal with it. So just go back to optimize, and you get your image, and this is where you can put your stripes like this. Okay, and I am just going to put 2 here. I'm just going to separate out the M and the N. I'm not going to type in the O, because if it's a script, it will have an O that kind of looks like that. So let's try this and go to the next step. And it still cannot delineate, because I chose the one that had a lighter foreground, right? Okay, so let's go back to crop. No, let's go back to upload, I'm sorry. And let's choose our image again, start this whole thing over, and choose a different word. All right, let's try serenade. All right, so I'm going to do next step, and I'm going to choose the recommended. Okay, there's our S right there. We can type in a capital S. Okay, I didn't go to optimize and separate the letters out. I just want to see if find the S, and then we'll do next step and see what it comes up with. All right, Java kick. That S looks pretty darn close to the S that's in the script, but if you notice that this font is not a script font. Okay, The S may match, but the E, the R, the E, the N, the A, the D, the E, and the M, and all that may not match, right? All right, so let's go back. Let's start this again. All right, so I'm going to come here, click this. We're going to click Moonlight Serenade. And we're going to choose the Serenade, go to the next step. And we're going to choose this one instead of this one. And then we're going to go to Optimize. And we're going to split these letters out. So I'm going to left mouse click, drop that down here. Here's my E. Here's my R. Now it may not be perfect, all right, but we're having fun today, all right? So we're just going to try to divide these as well as we can. We'll leave the rest of them alone, all right? And then we'll go next step. And we know that this is a capital S. This is an E. That's an R. That's an E. That's an N. And that's an A. Okay, and these two are together. Ligature is what that is when you have two letters together. All right, so we're going to go next step and see what it finds. And again, like I said, it's not perfect, but there's sites out there to kind of help you out if you really need to try to find something, okay? Instead of going to a font site and just scrolling through thousands and thousands and thousands of font, okay? I think script fonts are its hardest to find. Now, this one looks pretty darn close, and that they're putting musical symbols on there on purpose, okay? The reason that they're doing that is because they don't want you to copy that font, but it doesn't matter because it's free anyway, all right? But you're going to go through and see if you can find a font that matches, all right? Will they match perfectly? Sometimes they will. It really depends on the image that you're bringing in, okay? Again, like I said, this is Fun Friday. Just a tip, if you're having problem figuring out what a font is, you can use one of these font searchers and see if that helps you. I've done it quite a bit, and a lot of times it's right on, and I found the font that's pretty darn close. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, but anyway, they're kind of fun. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I hope you do. Hit the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. If you feel inclined to support me, what I do on this channel, buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. And I will see you guys on the next video. See you later.